You guys can see we got some rabbit tracks right here. That's what rabbit tracks look like. I figured this was a perfect time to get out here and do this video since we had a little snow stick. All right, and we're gonna look for a good place to set up a snare. Right here on the road, guys, there's quite a bit of track. But you see how open this is? Okay, it's not gonna work for setting up a snare. There's no guarantee that this same jackrabbit most likely is going to be right through this same spot again later tonight. But I want you to take a look. Do you see how it basically followed the trail made by the truck tires on this little road? Okay, take note of that. You guys have heard me talk about natural lines of drift in some other videos. That's what rabbits are doing. Okay, they're following a natural line of drift. It's the easiest way for them to get from point A to point B. So you got to think about that when you're looking for trails and looking for a spot to set up your snares. As a side note, this is why you want to have a well-trained dog. Cowboy over here is very well trained. He will do whatever I tell him. And if I don't want him spoiling the trail, I need to have him over by me. Cowboy! Cowboy! Here! Good boy. Okay, heel. I found another trail here. It's had a lot of traffic on it. All right. I want you guys to look ahead down there. See how it goes right through that little tunnel. Okay, this is what the bunnies are going to travel down. So we're going to stick our snare right over there. I'll show you. This little spot looks like a pretty good spot here. Usually I get way up in thicker areas to set up my snares because it's a lot easier to kind of funnel the animals. But obviously there's a lot of traffic right here. What we're going to do is put our snare right here. The objective is to put it in a spot where those bunnies have to come through it. And dudes, in my experience, they are not concerned about your scent, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, our snare is going to go right here. But dudes, you're going to notice, get that out of the way. You're going to see on your snare, there's a little loop on one end. All right, it might be just aircraft cable looped back, or it might be something like this. If you make them yourself, you just put a loop on the bottom. All right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a part of this sagebrush here that's kind of heavy duty. Just going to go around it, and then I'm going to take the front end of my snare. I'm going to put it through that loop and cinch it down tight. All right. Now I don't have to go through the work of making a steak. Why burn the extra calories if I don't need to? Let's be smart and efficient, right? Right here is where we want our snare. What we're going to do here is pull out the loop. Now these are those pre-made ones, the snare, but you can make them yourself easily. And instead of doing additional work, we're just going to set this snare up on some existing sagebrush, just like that. And what you're looking for is about a fist-sized loop. And see how we have this little gap here? We don't want that. All right. So if I wanted to do more work, but you know, those calories add up fast, what I do is cut a stick and put this loop out here and basically put a stick with a little Y on it right here and stick it in the ground so it will support this loop out in the center of this little gap. All right. Also, guys, sometimes what you're going to see is the wind is going to blow your snares around and dick them up. And that'll be a problem. You'll have to use little sticks to sort that out. All I'm going to do is just pull up this baby, put it right in here, okay, and just put my snare on there. So this is what we got. Fist-sized snare. It's just being held up by natural materials here. Didn't take me a lot of effort. And that's it, we're done. We'll leave it just like that. And guys, you always stay off the trail. When you're tracking anything, don't walk on the trail. Okay? You might be coming back and looking at it again, and you don't want to dick it up. You know what I mean? See, that's how I came out. Right there. Stayed off the trail. So right here, this would not be a bad spot. Right here would not be a bad spot either, dudes. Okay? But over here, you see this big gap? You'd want to pull up some sagebrush and put it over here to keep them coming right through this area. And you just put your snare right there. We're going to follow this other trail here too. See if I can show you guys some other places to set up snares in terrain like this. And you guys can see, look, I'm gravitating towards the areas where the sagebrush is. It's going to be a lot easier to set these up in a spot where you can just hang your snare right off the sagebrush without any extra work. So right here, that would be a good spot. This trail has a lot of traffic from last night. There are tracks all over right in here. And still, dudes, I mean, you know, I haven't trapped this spot here. I haven't done any snaring or trapping on the ranch. And in my experience, though, there's so many damn rabbits out. You could set one up right in here, but I'd want it more closed up. Why do more work that you don't have to do, right, guys? You're just burning extra calories. It's worth walking around, dudes, and finding a good spot. It so is. One of my dogs just dug that up. But you can see these damn tracks are all over the place. Look at this. Friggin' tracks are everywhere, man. It's getting hard for me to even stay off of them. And this is what I've been saying in other videos, guys. It is so easy to snare rabbits. It's shocking how many of them there are and how successful you'll be at it. It's really, really simple. Look at this. Rabbits, just like any other game, are going to gravitate to where they have more cover. So when you're looking for a place to set up your snares, you want to go to a place that's going to have more cover. Okay? There's Ranger working the trail. Dudes, if you're going to set up snares out here in the grass, you got to bring the sticks with you that you're going to need to get the job done. You know, to keep that loop open, to keep the wind from blowing it over. You know, so you're looking at a little bit more work. You know, if you can walk an extra 100 yards and find a spot that's better, that's my suggestion. Look at all these tracks. Look at this nice little trail through here the Ranger followed. I mean, you guys get the idea, right? It's pretty dang obvious that you got more than one bunny going down that thing. Freaking little bunny highways all over the place out here. That's it, dudes. Time to wrap it. I hope that makes sense. I'm glad I got out here right after the snow to show you guys, because it really makes it obvious just how many rabbits there are just running around. And so, you know, if you get out, practice this skill, it is going to be a total resource for you if hard times are coming, which they are, okay? You're going to put meat on the table every single day with a dozen snares for one person. If you're in a larger group, 6 snares per person. You're going to have meat every single day. Just remember, you want to look for those areas that are obviously high traffic and invest the time with your initial setup to put them in good places, and you're going to be golden. And that's it. It's just checking them morning and night from there on out. All right, guys, that's it. Like, share, subscribe. Check out my Patreon. Link in the description if you want to give the channel a tip or help me get some better equipment to make better videos. I'd really appreciate it. There's also tons of extra content on there. And guys, I'm going to have a lot more how-tos coming in the future. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comments, seriously, comments down below. See y'all in the next one.